Untap Upkeep, and welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If you haven't, hey, welcome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show that I have for you today. So, in my deck series, I enjoy building budget decks that most people can purchase or build. Go out to the game store, have some fun. Are you going to win the tournament? Are you actually going to be like the most dominating presence there? Probably not. Let's face it, there are what I like to call tryhards there that are probably going to dumpster you, but you can make impressions know. You never know. Um, I apologize for the late video. We've had some pretty bad thunderstorms rolling through my area here the past basically week and a half. So I kind of have to find my splotches and release and upload videos whenever I can just because the weather has been horrible. You know those weird twisty things coming from the sky that do like a massive amount of damage? What are they calling it? Tornadoes? Yeah. Electronics plus bad weather, probably not a good idea to be near. Just saying. So for today, we are going to do something wacky, wonderful, and fun. At least I feel it is. And I hope you enjoy what we have for you today too. My whole deck list, I enjoy being around a bracket 2, 2, or 3 according to the new power scale ranking in Commander, just because that's where I like to be. I like to play big dumb things or smashies or, I don't like to be the overpowering monster of the battlefield unless it's absolutely called for. I don't consider myself a tryhard. I'm not here to just try hard and win the game. I'm here to just have fun, turn brain off. That's why I play. So if this is why you play, then let's not waste any time. Let's jump in and see what did I come up with today. So for today, we're going to look at Kangee, the Sky Warden. So for 3, a white and a blue, we get a 3/3 legendary creature who is a bird wizard with flying and the vigilance. If you don't know what vigilance does, vigilance basically means when we go to attack, we don't have to turn him sideways. He can still be a blocker as well as an attacker. Makes him very, very versatile in what we are trying to do. So whenever Kangee, the Sky Warden, attacks, attacking creatures with flying get a +2/+0 until end of turn, and whenever he blocks, they get a +0/+2 until end of turn. So initially, he is a fairly well-balanced commander. It's off the beaten path for Azorius. We are looking to be able to be more aggressive versus combo based or controlling based. We are looking to just turn birds sideways. That's what we want to do, and that's exactly what I built for you all today. So let's jump in, shall we? Because this is only a $40 deck. You can build this deck. You can go to your game shop and you can have at least fun playing Magic. I'm not going to sit here and promise and say you're going to be the most dominating presence on the battlefield, because you're probably not. For a while, at least. But let's look into what we got here. So let's go ahead and start with the first card that popped up, the Loyal Drake. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer that at the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control your commander, draw a card. Incidental card draw, not bad. Jubilant Skybonder. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponents cast that target this creature costs 2 more to cast. Essentially Ward 2. So your creatures essentially get Ward 2 when this guy hits the battlefield. That protects not only our commander, but everything else we have, because everything in the deck has flying. That's fairly important because flying, I have discovered in a lot of my games, is why a lot of people struggle to beat me. I play a lot of dragons or a lot of things with flying, and a lot of people just, they don't have answers for it. I look like I'm this almighty powerful destroy everybody's battlefield, but in reality, y'all, I'm just playing dumb Flappy Boys, and y'all don't have a way to stop it. If you had a way to stop it or kill them or stop me, then I wouldn't be that bad. So I took that mentality and made a budget Azorius flapping deck just to be a pain to everybody. The Warden of Evo's Isle is the next card we're going to talk about. So for 3 mana, we get a 2/2 that says creatures you control with flying cost 1 less mana to cast. So that reduces the commander tax as well. Keep that in mind. and it can just help us start to get our train going. What is our train? We'll get to that in a minute. We have Empyrean Eagle. It's a Lord effect. Other creatures you control with flying get a +1/+1, so it can turn our commander to our 4/4 and pump our whole team minus itself. The other Lord effect is the Thunderclap Waver. So for 4 mana, we get a 2/3 Flash Flying Great with the same text as the Eagle. Other creatures you control with flying get a +1/+1. So the two of them will make each other a little bit bigger, but they don't pump themselves. But the fun thing to this is we are still in Azorius colors. People still have to respect the fact that we might have that counter spell, that removal spell. So keep this in mind when you decide to build and play this deck. You are still a deceptive blue player. You're a dirty, dirty blue player. How could you? Keeping 4 mana open after attacks is hilarious because you swing in, people are scared, they don't go for the blocks, they can think they're alive. You could have the Eagle, and you could have the other pieces on the battlefield, which we'll get to in just a minute. Hold your horses. Bear with it, bear with it, got it, get it, go. And they go, no blocks. I've done the math, I can survive. I'll be at 4. 4. Good number. Solid number. What if I paid 4 mana before damage, flashed in this other lord, and just killed you instead? Is that okay? Great. Bye-bye. Some people, when they play this card, they make the mistake of playing it ASAP, and I don't think you need to do that. I think you literally are going to play this card as an instant speed power buff for your team, or even a blocker when you need to. You should be able to do some pretty serious damage with this in the deck. Selfless Spirit, pretty self-explanatory. For 2 mana, we get a 2/1 that you can sacrifice this and give our team indestructible until end of turn. There are some caveats with this. People can force us to do this ability before we're actually needing to, and that's okay. We have contingency plans for this, so we have a way out of this. But generally, if people don't deal with the Selfless Spirit, we are going to be able to get our team indestructible instant speed, so board wipes we just laugh at and control mage, if you will. Finally, the big elephant in the room, if you will, or the big bird in your room, if you will. We're just flapping around the whole thing, aren't we? This is the Tempest Hawk. So for 2 mana, plus a white, you get a 2/2 bird with flying. Okay, that it? Of course not. This says whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may search your library for a card named Tempest Hawk, reveal it, put it to your hand, and then shuffle. Okay, but Buddha, you can only have 1 of these in your deck for a commander. What are you doing? Why? Oh, my dear little friend. A deck can have any number of cards named Tempest Hawk. This goes to the absolute golden rule of Magic Gathering, where a magic card can overrule whatever rulings there are in the game. If you actually look up the official rules, they will tell you the card always wins. I'm guessing that's because they print so many new things all the time that they don't have time to constantly just update a rule book left and right and backwards and forwards and tops and bottoms and just So they have a general thing where it will follow the guidelines of Magic the Gathering, but something like this that shatters the limitation in something as simple and casual as Commander, this can override the Singleton rule in Commander. There are 5 to 7, somewhere around there, cards that have a similar effect where you can have any number of them in your deck. This is a hilarious card to have. Yes, it works in Standard as well if you wanted to try it in Standard, which I don't recommend. I don't think you're going to go very far. But you could try and see how you do, I guess? Question mark? But, This overrides the singleton rule. That's why we have a whopping 23 of them in the deck. I didn't want a whole lot of them. I didn't want to just be Tempest Hawks deck. I wanted to be able to have a little bit of variance, and we are running a total of 30 creatures in this deck. 30 creatures in an Azorius deck? My god, this man's gone mad. Yes, I have. Thank you for noticing. So this is our strategy. We're going to try and just take over the board with flyers. And the fact that the Hawk, when it connects, can get more Hawks into our hand and just keep turning them sideways is how we're just going to keep the snowball effect going. We are just going to keep turning. All we need is one Hawk to get this ball going, and we could be off to the races. Let's look at our sorcery package, shall we? Some of them are pretty standard you would see in any kind of blue X deck with Ponder and Preordain. We even have Winged Words because, I mean, the whole deck is flying. This means instead of paying 3 mana, we get the Claw. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. So for 2 mana, we get to draw 2 cards instead of 3. Y'all, that is not a bad option if you ask me. Kind of like that. We have something from Onslaught that probably is being slept on unless you are focused on a deck like this, like I have built here. This is Airborne Aid. So for 4 mana, we get a sorcery that says, draw a card for each bird in play. Do you know it counts opponents as well, I believe? I haven't looked at the official Oracle text of this card, but it says draw a card for each bird in play. It doesn't care if you control it or not. If there's a bird in play, you could draw extra cards, not just from your own. So keep that in mind when you drop this on the battlefield and start refilling your hand. We're running a few board wipes with Time Warp, Austere Command, which could be a catch-all and even one-sided because our Hawks are mana value 3 or less. So we can always sit everything that's mana value 4 or greater, as well as like either artifacts or enchantments, and we would be fine. The only card we would lose other than our commander is the Drake, and we could get it back. We are not that concerned with this. We are running Dusk because it destroys all creatures power 3 or greater. So if we hold on to our lords until we have to board wipe, we can board wipe, our board is going to be safe, and then we can drop our lords and just have fun. Predominantly, it's also in here though because of the Dawn part of it. All of our creatures that we care about have power 2 or less. So we can get literally our battlefield back into our hand and start it again. So that's why that card's really in here. It just seems very, very, very versatile. We're running 3 board wipes in here, plus a little bonus surprise I'll get to you in a minute in the instance package. And I think it'll work very well. I really, really do. Finally, Ascend from Avernus is a mass, basically white reanimation spell. So for triple white and X, return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and you exile this card. So for essentially 6 mana late in the game, which seems pretty perfect if you ask me, we're able to get our entire battlefield back. And that could be good, could be bad. It depends on how everything is situated. But ideally, I would say it'd be a good thing. And we are just trying to keep our board alive. We are a little clunky, I will admit, and it's kind of a glass cannon, but it's gonna be funny. Let's go to the instance package. Disenchant, Stroke of Midnight, they both deal with some permanents. Stroke of Midnight can hit anything. Disenchant has to be an artifact or enchantment, so, you know, a little bit of oopsie doopsie there. Sphinx's Rev, gain X life, draw X cards. Was a Scourge in standard for a while. Brainstorm, draw 3, put 2 back on top. Duty Beyond Death, Unbreakable Formation. They both give our team Indestructible, though Duty Beyond Death, a new one from Tarkir Dragonstorm, has a little bit more. We have to sacrifice a creature when we cast it. And then, not only do they get Indestructible, we put a 1/1 counter on everything we control. So we have a little bit of shenanigans, if you will, with this. I like it. I think it's funny. Swords and Path are both in the deck respectively. Thank God they're both just barely underneath $1, so it doesn't take very much to be included in my deck list. Finally, we are running Counterspell, Negate, Absorb, Lofty Denial, Dazzling Denial. Both denials allow you to stop spells unless their opponent plays a mana cost, but if you control a bird or a creature with flying, depending which one you're casting, it costs them more mana to stop it. So, kind of like an obvious include in this build. I would say we're more of a aggro mid-range kind of build, because we are trying to go sideways, but we have a lot of interaction to kind of keep our stuff alive and where we want it. Finally, the other surprise that we have here is Aetherize. I cannot tell you how many times at my LGS I have seen somebody get got by an Aetherize. It is probably one of the, if not the best, budget-friendly blue card that you can have to just wreck everybody's day but your own. This card alone can just make people so tilted, guys, gals, children, dogs, cats, birds, whatever's watching this video. This just wrecks people. As someone who's played Magic so long and knows about this card existing, and the fact that any kind of blue X or just blue deck could potentially have this, I am always at the up and ready. At least I try to be. Unless I know it's an Alpha Strike and I have a way to stop this, or I know you can't stop me, then I'm, going to Alpha Strike. But if I don't feel comfortable, if I don't feel like I'm going to get through, I'm not going to punch through and hit you and be okay with you dying because you might be able to stop me, I might swing with just enough to either kill you or knock you low, but I've learned to keep some things back because you just never know when that Aetherize is coming. You stinky little tricky blue mages. Yeah. So that's a hidden gem, if you will. Whoa, bad computer. The other section we're going to look at is our artifacts, which is, again, pretty standard. So we have Arcane Signet, Azorius Signet, Soul Ring, Talisman, Wayfarer's Bubble, the Commander Sphere, a Felwar Stone, and even a Mind Stone. We are also going to run the Bident of Asa. It's pretty easy because whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. You can make opponents attack if you really feel like it. I don't think you need to. Excuse me. Predominantly this is here because it also draws cards, guys, gals, non-binary. It allows us to draw cards. Can't get more simple than that. We are turning birds sideways, and birds have the flying. As I've said earlier in the video, flying is something that not a lot of decks are prepared to handle or do battle against, and you give the impression that you're a monster and you're just this all-terrifying boogeyman, if you will, but in reality, it's just like, dude, if you had a way to stop the flying blockers, you would be fine. Not my fault your deck doesn't have a way to deal with this. It's one of those, hey, draw your board wipe. I hope you do. If not, I'm going to kill you. Simple as that. So I have fun playing all the things with flying, and I thought, well, let's do some of that in the budget version that's off the wall, shall we? And this is how this deck came to be. Enchantments, we only are running 3, with Favorable Winds being another pump effect to our team. It came way back in Avacyn, our first trip to Innistrad, which, by the way, was really, really good. We are also running Reflection of Littlejohn because I feel like being a terrible person. We're going to have this come into play. We're going to choose birds, and then we're going to drop a hawk. We're going to get a bonus hawk token. Next turn, they're going to turn sideways. We're going to get 2 more hawks, and we're going to start doubling and tripling and quadrupling, and we're just going to have a flock of birds, and everybody's going to go, what the flock just happened? You got attacked by a bunch of birds. It's something that I don't think a lot of people are going to kill it with fire until they see it start to hum. Or unless they start putting 2 and 2 together of, Wait, you played one hawk, got two hawks, then both hawks attacked and got two more hawks. And then those two hawks are going to come into play and make four hawks. And oh no, we have a problem. Yes, yes, you do. We are going to snowball and feather everything about this. Lastly, and if I'm not mistaken, the most expensive card in the entire deck, Smile of Death. At the time of the build, it wasn't $2. It was like $1 or $1 change. It has since gone up, and I think it will continue to go up. So for 3 white, you have an enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, return 2 target creature cards power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a 1 counter on each of those creatures. So I have purposely built this deck to be more of a late game deck versus a very early kill. I expect our Hawks to either A, not be able to punch through, B, eat a lot of board wipes. Not to mention C, we have several board wipes ourselves. So I'm trying to give us some resiliency by you kill them and they're coming back basically, so that we can still play the game and we can still do what we want to do and hopefully get our win. And I thought this would be a great deck for Smile of Death to be tried in and see what happens, how far it will go. Lastly, our mana base. You can add some mana, you can change some mana around if you really feel like it. Kind of up to you, it depends on your meta. As you can see, we're running like the standard you would see. Every cheap dual land is in here. Anything that's $1 or less for a dual land is in the deck, including the Temple and Restless Anchorage. Running Port Town, Glacial Fortress, Prairie Stream, Irrigated Farmland, and Adkar Waste. We've got your basics. We've got your couple of quote fetch lands with with Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse. We're running Exotic Orchard, Command Tower, Path of Ancestry, and finally a Field of Ruin. Excuse me. They help flush out the deck. They make us do what we want to do. So as you can see, this is not like an expensive deck. That's not like the most overpowering deck, but it should be a lot of fun. So looking at the hand that we have down here, not a bad hand. Got some extra mana, and we're just hawking it up, guys. Be a while before the commander comes out, but that's okay. We're not really built to get the commander out ASAP. Again, pretty decent hand. Yeah, keep the mana flowing. We already have 4 hawks. Oh yeah. Look at the hawks just keep on coming. Plus we have airborne aid, and then we draw a Sphinx. Oh yeah. 3 mana plus a bauble. I like it. And another hawk. Yeah, we're off to the hawk train now. We seem to get hawk very, very consistently for only having 23. At least on Magica, on, a website. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take getting a little mana heavy. Because we really wouldn't be once we able to turn 4 hit with a hawk. We're able to find more hawks, and we don't know what we would draw after that. So you can see, this is a pretty janky, pretty funny, off-the-wall kind of build. But let's look at the couple of cards I have in the considering board and just kind of go over them a little bit. We have a upgrade package for the lands that will cost you about $25 with Sea of Clouds, Hollowed Fountain, and the Flood Farm Birds. So they would upgrade the deck a little bit, make it a little bit more consistent. You could take out some of the tap lands. You could just add one and take something else out that maybe isn't quite jiving with the deck, like in person. Like online, this looks great in my opinion, as far as like probably a mid-level bracket 2 to a high-level bracket 2. It probably looks absolutely great and just will do just fine about any other build you go against. But maybe you need an extra land. I don't know. But let's talk about the instances I have. First up is Offer You Can't Refuse. It's been reprinted. It was like $5 to $10 for a while when it first came out, back in Good lord, I'm having a blank. I'll think of it later. Back when this first came out, this card was an absolute smash. And they've been reprinting it, and I hope they keep doing it. I hope they print it into the ground. I want to see multiple reprints of this card. It is offer you can't refuse. Great card. The only downside is it gives your opponents treasures. I wish they were tapped treasures, because then it would make it a little bit better, in my opinion. I mean, it's already like stupid good, but I think that would have made it, a little bit better. Or even just one treasure. Why is it gotta be two? Why? Why is it gotta be two? Could have just give them one. We're also running Cyclonic Rift as a game changer in the considering board. If you've never gone against a Cyclonic Rift, I'm here to tell you this is a reason that it's on the game changer list. So for 2 mana, instant speed, bounce something that you don't control back to its owner's hand. That alone is fairly good, in my opinion, because it doesn't target just a planeswalker or anything like that. It's anything that's not a land, yet out of here. Go long. Bye bye. See you later. But then we're gonna go to the overload. So for 7 mana, instead of saying, okay, bounce target permanent, you're gonna bounce all non-land permanents that your opponents control. Basically, you're fine. Your opponent's stuff is all back in their hand, and they're going, oh, poop. So if you've never fought against a Cyclonic Rift, I'm here to tell you it is so backbreaking. Man, is it hurt. I actually had a game a while back where me and another player both played a Cyclonic Rift in the same turn. It was hilarious. Um, this is typically used as a at the end of the last player's turn. I'm going to do this so I can basically alpha strike the whole table, and I'm going to win. It could be used as a defense mechanism of, oh no, you attacked me with like 1,000,000 points of damage. Bounce it all back to the hand before damage. So, yeah, so it looks like, oh, I didn't take any damage that turn. Cheerio. It also could be used as like a reset, if you will, of, I got nothing else to do, and I don't want Jim over there to win, so you could be very spiteful and just screw it, bounce everything. I don't care if I got no cards in hand. You're not winning either. You can give me a turn or two to hopefully get something. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it's a tempo play. It just kind of depends. Like, if you fight anybody that's blue or blue X, you see 7 mana open and at least one of it is blue, you start to have like meat sweats, if you will. Like you're just going, I know it's coming, I know it's coming, I know it's coming, I know it's coming. And sure enough, bam. Or board wipe, if you will, for blue. So blue would get like a decent board wipe. Like every other color has like some way that they can board wipe. I mean, they're trying to stay pretty close to the original design of Magic the Gathering, with like the colors having specific things that they do, and I get that, but we've kind of broken that mold over the years pretty bad. I'm ready for blue to have. I want to go to like plane shift or something, where blue could get like another big like board wipe that's kind of like a blasphemous edict or blasphemous act, where it's like somehow I'm dealing damage equal to like the number of islands I control or something. Excuse me, just something off the wall, I think that'd be really, really interesting. So Wizards, maybe we need a blue like actual board wipe, not just a bounce. I think that would be really, really good. Which is funny because I hate using blue other than like a couple of decks. Not really a blue mage. Jund all the way. When in doubt, Jund them out. But anyways, Cyclonic Rift is terrifying to know that your opponent may or may not have. It depends on the build. Finally, let's look at the last card I have in here, Archangel Elspeth. So for 2 white, we get a Legendary Planeswalker Elspeth with 4 loyalty. +1, make a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. Not too shabby. -2, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature. It becomes an angel in addition to its other types and gains the flying. Not really necessary in our deck, but hey, that's okay. That's not why it's in here, guys, gals, whatever. It's in here because of its -6. Return all non-land permanent cards with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is just another way I thought that the deck could really use basically mass reanimation, and I think it would work very, very well. I think it could make the deck hum a little bit more solid. It's hard to say. I don't have his built-in paper, so I don't know. I haven't done the testing. Testing online, it looks really, really good. So I'm going to rely on you, my viewers. Build this deck. Give it a run. See what it does. Do you like it? Is there something you would do different with Kangee? Is there something in your meta, in your area, that makes you go, hey man, this card over here, it don't work because of this. I got a guy or a gal over here that do this, and it is, oh my god, it is annoying. Let me know. Show me some love and leave me some comments. Is there a commander you've been trying your hardest to build something around, and you're having a weird combo or idea that you're trying to get up off the ground? Shoot me a comment. Leave me some love, and let's see, maybe we can figure something out. I have a lot of decks that go through, and not all of them are budget. One of them, which is a Esper Exalted deck. It's very clunky. It is horrible in all retrospect, and I might actually take it apart now. The concept was good. Execution is mediocre. Gameplay is like a 2. It don't really work very well. At least I haven't been able to get it to go. So maybe I need to tweak it a little bit more. Maybe I need to bring it out more. Find out. But if you'd like to see that deck, leave me a comment saying Exalted, and maybe I will do another video on the Exalted deck I have built, and we will see where it goes. But for this video, I think we'll have to bring it to a close. As always, the deck list will be in the description below. So, show me some love. Like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications. You can do this. You can fly right over those little 0/1 plant tokens and just smash them all. Don't even worry about them because they're not going to have reach, and if they did, you can just break their nose. I know you could do it. You're a very powerful wizard. So, what are you waiting for? I'm asking. What are you waiting for? Nothing? Good. Attack. Deal damage. Kill, kill, kill. Bad opponent. Dead opponent, good opponent. But this has been a $40 budget deck build. Is there anything you would do different? Is there anything you have that would make this deck hum better? Or things you would change to make it a little bit more controlling, a little bit more aggro? Let me know. I've been the Buddha Dragon. Don't forget, rub that belly for mana, and may all your games be filled with magic. Until the next time, peace out.